Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today we have loaded up the truck and we are going to head out to James River for some high banking. Now, we did do some test panning at the James River. We're going to go a little further down. There's some better sandbars. I believe the water has dropped, hopefully. So we'll hit the road, check out that location. I will put it on a map right here. And yeah, we'll do a couple test pans in different locations, find out the best gold location, set up the Highbanker, run some dirt, come back, run it through the cleanup sluice, and see how much gold we get. Hopefully we get enough to weigh it up. And if we do, you'll be able to see just exactly how much gold we got. Or we might get skunked. Who knows? So you'll have to stick around to see. And hey, if you haven't subscribed already, hopefully we can get you to do that before the end of this episode. Right on. So let's head down to the river. All right, guys, so we made it down to the river, got her all set up, did a couple test pans, and this seems to be the general area where we're gonna get the most gold, so that's good. So we're all set up. We have been here before. We have a video on it. It's called the James River Bridge Test Panning. So go on back and check that one out. So now that we've got the test panning done and we've got everything set up, what we're gonna do, we're gonna run dirt. We're only gonna do one cleanup's worth. Then we'll go back and run the gold through the cleanup sluice and see what we get. All right, guys, so we ran for about, I don't know, let's say an hour, hour and a half. Did quite a bit, if you can see the hole that we left. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a cleanup, see how much material we have. If we've got enough to run through the cleanup sluice for a good little bit, then we may call her quits, or I might set up and run for another time. I don't know, the ground seems fairly easy to shovel, so we'll see what happens. But first we're gonna do a cleanup. All right, so we got a fair amount. We'll do another little run for a short minute and get a little bit more material than that, and then we'll call it quits and go home and run through the cleanup sluice. All right, well, I was gonna go run some more, but make sure you bring enough fuel for your pump when you come out. Rookie mistake. I remember filling it up, but I forgot I lent it to Dad, and he must have used it, so I think we probably ran for, in total, 2 hours. So I'd say that was about a third of a tank. So I thought it was full. We would have been able to do the whole episode with that, but not. But we did get quite a bit of material. Some nice dark sands. Lots of little tiny quartz pieces in here. And it's heavy as heck. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna finish up here. I'm gonna fill my hole back in. Make sure you always do that, right? Because the next guy that comes down here, there's a little water in here. He might not know how deep it is. He could twist an ankle or whatever. And you know what? Just make the place look like it was when you got here. So I'll film a little of that just so you know that I actually am doing it. And then we'll pack up and head her back and do the cleanup sluice. All right, guys, so we got everything packed out and we're in the garage now. It is a hot day today. So while we were unpacking, I kind of took a little dip in the river, so that's why it took us so long to get back here. I guess you won't really notice how long it took us to get back, but anyways, so what we did once we got home, I did classify the material down a little bit because there were a few rocks or whatever left in the top. So this is what we're left with after I classify. Now, you won't get any nuggets out of this river, but we're going to go through this a little later. We won't videotape it unless something exciting pops out. But that's the kind of classification that I wanted, to get rid of this size stuff so that my cleanup sluice, which we made ourselves, and if you haven't seen that video, you can go back and check that video out. It is on our channel and it's been up for a little while. So we'll put that off to the side and go through that off camera. Don't want to waste your time. And then this is the material that we're left with. Almost like a beachy, sandy type material. Lots of dark stuff in here. And it's a little wet, but you know, it's probably 2 big heaping pans full of stuff. And then we'll put it through scoop by scoop with this. So we do use jet dry because it is a surfactant. And what it does with this type of gold, the smaller gold, it tends to want to float around in the water a little bit. So to keep it from migrating too much, we put some jet dry into the water. And what that does is it breaks the surface tension of the water, so that any of that gold or whatever, it's not going to take flight in the water. It's going to drop out, stay out, and it won't be pushed around too much. So first things first, we'll load up the tray with some dirt. We'll plug in our pump. So we have just a little 3 horsepower electric water pump that you can get at any hardware store, hooked to a garden hose, which is then hooked to a fitting up here. And yeah, so let's go ahead and turn the pump on, make sure we get good flow. Woo. You wait for all the bubbles to clear out because they'll carry away the gold just as quick as anything else. All right, let's run some material. Alright guys, so we've run all the stuff through here. I see all kinds of gold, which is a good sign. So with this cleanup sluice, there's a trick to it. It's pretty easy to clean out. All you gotta do is disconnect your water hose up at the top. Slowly put it into a bucket because you don't want to lose any of that gold bearing material. Now I don't know if you can see in the camera the gold flakes in here, but you got some there, all through here there's gold. So to get that out, it's pretty easy. You just wash it out. And that is it. That's how you do her. So once you have it all cleaned out, you're not left with a whole lot of material. So that's what you're left with. And as you can see, turn the light here so it shines up a little nicer. You got some gold in here. So we will take this inside, pan it out, and see what we end up with. Alright guys, here's the dark as heck black sand material that we just finished putting through the cleanup sluice. So we're going to go ahead and pan this now. There's not a whole lot of it, so it shouldn't take long, and see what kind of gold we get. All right, let's see what we got in the bottle. There's your gold. lots of it. All right, let's dry it up and finish out the video. All right, let's turn on and zero out. Zeroed out, and we got 0.17 of a gram. 0.17 of a gram, and let's take a look at that gold. Super fine gold, but there is a couple of flakes in there, and I did not expect to see that. So 0.17. Let's go to the computer and see what it's worth. All right, guys. So that was actually a lot more gold than I thought it would be. What I was really surprised to see was the flakes. Usually in Alberta you get powder gold and that's it, but there was a couple of really nice flakes in there and blew my mind. So I'm super stoked. Really happy with that. Again, it's not 6 ounces of gold. You're not going to get that in Alberta. But we still have a couple of rivers we haven't done yet. North Saskatchewan will be better gold, I'm assuming. But as far as central Alberta south, it looks like the James River is a good place to high bank. So let's look. We got 0.17 of a gram at $12.30 Canadian. So $12.30 Canadian, just so you know, I used about $5 worth of gas, I'm gonna guess. I would have used more, but we ran out. So for a $5 investment and time, I mean, time is priceless, but we also get to hang out in some of the coolest places in the province. So $7.30 in a 2-hour period of profit. I'm okay with that. I'm actually quite happy with that. So as far as the James River is concerned, I will be back there again. We're going to try a different location next time, but we'll put a map right here. And that shows you where we parked and where we set up, in case you want to go down. We have a website. I'll put the link in the description. We also have a Patreon page. If you really did enjoy this video, please feel free to go onto my Patreon page and join one of the subscription statuses. We do give away hoodies and posters and cups and stuff like that on our Patreon. I'm not going to pound on that too hard, but it's in the link for that is in the description. As well, if you do the same sort of videos as I do and you'd like to do some sort of collaboration, please message me off my website. Go ahead and email me, and we'll talk about getting together and doing a couple collaboration videos. Now, we are getting close to 500 subscribers. We will have a 500 subscriber giveaway. It will include a bag of pay dirt. We will also be giving away t-shirts. We made a whole bunch of new t-shirts as well. I'm going to add a couple of little things in there as well, but you'll have to tune into that episode. That'll be a live episode. Now, this episode, we are only going to do one a week during high banking season, just because between doing the actual high banking and the cleaning up and all that stuff, it is a lot of work. Probably 3 days, 4 days worth of work just to get this video out to you. Because this is not my full-time job, we are going to cut down to one video a week for the summer, for the high banking season, and we will post those on Sundays, so make sure you look out for those. If you haven't subscribed already, please feel free to subscribe, turn on your notifications, smash that like button. It's how you show your support, and it does not cost anything, and it really helps out with the way the YouTube works and everything like that, YouTube. So yeah, the Highbanker we used, we made that. So if you haven't seen that video, please feel free to go back and check that video out. The cleanup sluice, we also made that. And that was less than $30 to build that. So if you would like to know how to build that, please go back and check that video out. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them down below. Always appreciated. Yeah, and oh, by the way, next episode, I'm not going to tell you where it's at, but we will also be doing another high banking episode for next week. So make sure you tune in for that. So I appreciate you watching. Thanks for your support. And if I don't see you around, I'll see you square.